Good morning. I don't know how I can be 1 minute late when I literally was ready on time and then I got caught up doing something and looked at the clock. So here we are. Good morning, everybody. We are live. And let me just get our podcast stuff rocking on rolling here. How is everybody this morning? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Good morning, Rose. Okay, here we go. All right, good morning, everybody. My goodness. How is everyone today? Is this the last? Yeah, it is. It is the last, no. Is it? Oh, you guys, I'm so out of it. Maybe it's the last Saturday in May. Maybe not. I think next Monday is the 31st, right? Good morning, Francesca. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, everybody. Hello, 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 Shelly. Good morning, everyone. Welcome into the Coffee Chat show. Good morning, Angie. We'll just wait for everybody to realize that we are live and online. Good morning, Janet. How are you? How is everybody? Oh, my goodness. I noted the time and I ran from upstairs because I didn't realize how late it was. Oh, Janet's baby is graduating today. Congratulations. That's amazing. As you know, Antonio turned 20, on the 6th of May. Hi, Jenny. Welcome. We've got some first timers. Good morning, Alyssa. This is the Coffee Chat show. It is a weekly Facebook Live. Good morning, Tracy. Hello, everybody. We're going to talk this morning about leadership, listening, and a few other things. First, though, I am going to, last week we talked about kind of what you were expecting from yourself, what your goals were for yourself. These glasses are reflecting in the light. What you wanted for your life, what you expected for yourself, and if you expected that you would be able to do it, if you have the faith in yourself that you can get it done. Good morning, Tracy, Lucy. Hello, everybody. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Rose. You can see I need more coffee. So first things first, I formally accepted the position as the CEO of Delta Hire. So I'm going to ask you guys a couple of favors. Delta Hire's been around for a year, and I have been its COO, and we are just kind of growing their social media presence. So if you would be so kind as to go and find us on Instagram, Delta Hire LLC, and find us on Facebook, again, Delta Hire LLC, based in Miami. The main office, the headquarters is in Miami. We have quite a little robust staff, and we are a boutique workforce training and recruiting company. And I am going to be growing out the leadership development component, so I'll do leadership coaching under that company. So any of you that are leaders in your industry and you need some coaching and you'd like to be coached by me, I am now doing leadership coaching. We are doing workforce development, so if you belong to a company and there's something wrong with the company culture or the staff isn't getting the results that management would like, I can go in and figure out what's going on and we can fix it. We also have a full staff of recruiters and they are amazing, 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 amazing. I had a hand in hiring them all. There are 9 of them right now, and we are adding more amazing people as we find them. It is an incredible team. It is my honor and privilege to lead such a team. It is my honor and privilege to begin to develop workforce development training. We're going to develop some customer service trainings and some other things. And my internal motto is we're gonna change the world one placement at a time. And you know me, when I set my mind to something. So for me, it's a chance to develop leaders. We have an amazing president, some amazing salespeople, amazing recruiters. They are younger. They're all in their mid-30s. They all have families. They have new babies. It's an amazing opportunity in my second act to be able to serve and lead this group of folks and add more folks to that. So I just wanted to formally let you know what was going on, so that if you do have, lots of you have professional jobs, and if you find us on LinkedIn as well. Delta Hire LLC has a company presence on LinkedIn. You can find me always on LinkedIn, but I've officially changed my position on LinkedIn, my, the position that you can see when anybody looks at my profile. And I will really become a voice for leadership and leadership development on LinkedIn. Can you tell I need more coffee, you guys? Oh my goodness. Will officially become a voice for leadership development and leadership on LinkedIn. That's kind of the way I'm personally positioning myself. So again, good morning, Liz. If you are a leader of anything and you want some leadership coaching, I am now doing that through Delta Hire. So you can email me. You can always use my email address for Fortunato Partners. My personal company doesn't go away. I think you guys will remember me saying that my son is becoming the president of Fortunato Partners, and he will lead that company into the future. He has some amazing ideas for the way that he's going to take that company, and you'll see some redesign of our website, some slight shifts. Good morning, Buffy. And yes, Tracy, she's asking, would it help if we click share or like? Please. I need all of your help to grow Delta Hire's presence on the internet for social media. So please visit us on LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Delta Hire LLC. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and we are on LinkedIn as a corporate page. So we can use your help. We can use clicks, shares, likes, all of that. And the content is good. Right now, I'm the one that's cultivating the social media content. So it's all my normal stuff, positivity, motivation. You'll see more workforce development, leadership conversations there. So that's my little commercial. As always, visit theworkingsinglemom.com. You can also click the master link in the About Us section, because we are now putting all the Facebook Live coffee chat shows onto YouTube. So they are also now available on YouTube. So you can click, link, share, and watch there as well. Okay, so that's my commercial for this morning. Thank you for listening. Now let's talk about you guys. Let's talk about if you really listen. I have been doing a deep dive into leadership, listening, all of that, right? Because now I have this opportunity to mentor this team of amazing people, and I want to make sure I am doing the very best possible job that I can. So I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of digging and a lot of, watching and taking some online virtual leadership classes. And I never think that I know everything, even after 3 decades in this, in the industry, in the C-suite industry and all of that. There is always something that I can learn. There's always something that I can do better. I want to make sure that I serve in my best possible capacity. So I have been remembering a lot of things I learned about listening, and I have been looking at some new ways to look at listening. And it occurred to me that this would be a good conversation for this morning, because how many times do you listen at work or listen to your kids and you listen from I already know? So let's just say you have a coworker or a particular child that usually says the same, types of things to you. So they come in and you're either working or you're doing something, and first of all, you don't give them your full attention. And we're all guilty of that. I'm terribly guilty of that with my own son. And even my husband to some extent, unfortunately, because I am always constantly answering a text or looking at something, and I'm half listening. So I am going to work on that. I'm going to do better. And I'm going to encourage you guys to do the same. So how many times does somebody start talking and you sort of have this filter called I already know? We'll call it a funnel. So you listen through the funnel of I already know what you're going to say, because you say the same stuff all the time, so I already know. So you're doing whatever you're doing, and the person's coming in to talk to you, and you don't even really pay attention because you've got that cone on your head. You remember, when a pet has that cone of shame, You have that on your head, and it's called, I already know. I already know. Either I already know what you're talking about, or I already know what you're going to say, or I just already know. So they talk, and you half listen. And by doing that, you invalidate them, and you don't really get to be present with them, and you don't really have the opportunity to connect and create relationship with them. And that's what true leadership is about. True leadership is about creating a connection with another human being and understanding where they're at, and understanding then how you can stand with them and empower them to produce a result or feel better about a situation or make a breakthrough or interact with a coworker or a brother or a sister in a better capacity. Some people think that the word leadership means they're going to lead. Real leadership means you, me, I, Noelle, I disappear. The team appears and they shine, and I don't show up at all. If you're leading your family or your workforce or your staff or whatever the case, or your team, your PTA team, or if you volunteer and you're the team lead, any team that you're leading, you know, there's that little catchphrase, there's no I in team. And that's true, but it's just so overused. You disappear in true leadership because you are truly a steward of showcasing the talents of the team that you have the honor to lead. And let me tell you something, it's an honor to lead other people. It's an honor when people are looking to you for advice, or they're looking to you for counsel, or they're looking to you for direction. They're truly not needing you to tell them how great you think you are and how you produce this result and you're so amazing because you led them into, you know, whatever. It isn't about you. It's not about me. It's about what you can open up the space for. It's about the ground that you can create with your family, with your children, with your coworkers, in your life. What kind of space could you open up for people if you really were listening? I promise you, most of you are not listening because I am well trained in communication, and the people that I value the most, lots of times I'm not listening because I think I already know what they're going to say. And I'm trained in this, well trained, but you forget. If you don't practice and you don't call yourself up on the carpet about your own skill, it's easy to become those people who go out to dinner and, don't speak to each other at the table, right? You've seen them, those couples, they're like this. Oh, yeah, I'll have them. Oh, yeah, okay? What the hell? Why'd you go out to dinner? Why do you have a person with you? You're not even paying attention to them. And I will tell you, my husband and I, you guys know I got married in 2019. My husband and I have known each other for 2 decades. We went to dinner. This was pre-pandemic. So we're at a hotel in Boston. We're out to dinner. Literally, we are doing exactly what I'm saying is awful. And I look up and I say to him, this is pathetic. This is terrible. We have turned into people that we don't want to be. And we laughed and we put our phones down. So you have to constantly call yourself on this stuff. You have to constantly be aware of what you're doing and how you're treating other people. Now, the kids, the littles, it's really important. Because if the littles feel like you're not listening, then they'll stop telling you things. And then you're going to lose them, right? You're going to lose that relationship with them. Because when they're I see them, Janet, where I'm blocking as I see them. Janet's alerting us that there's creepers about. There seems to be a lot more creepers early in the morning on Saturdays. I don't know why that is. ladies, if anyone is talking to you in comments, just please delete and block them. You know, we have some creepy people that unfortunately watch our lives. So when your littles come to talk to you, and especially with your teenagers, right? If your family is coming to speak to you about something, or they want your attention and you don't give them your attention because you're not listening to them, then you're invalidating them, and then you're going to train them not to even bother to talk to you. Because in their mind, they're going to say to themselves, you know, Mom's not even listening to me. You know, I'm not even showing up for her. I'm not even being listened to. I'm not even being paid attention to. So why should I bother even, you know, why should I bother even trying to talk to her? Or if you're a dad, same thing. We are all notorious for saying that we're so busy, we don't have time for this or that, we don't have time to listen, we don't have time to work out, we don't have time to, you know, do, you know, what there is to do, we don't have time for you. And then you teach people that they're not important to you. And I don't really think that's what we want to be doing. I think our not paying attention is a product of so many things coming at us that we just... Sammy's asking who is speaking. Sammy, this is a live show called The Coffee Chat Show, done by my page, The Working Single Mom, which I am the working single mom. That is my public persona. You can find out more about us in the About section of the Facebook page. So back to the littles and the teenagers, and even your partner, spouse, coworkers. When you don't listen, you're teaching people that they're not important to you. And I don't really think that's what you mean to do. It's not what I mean to do. And I'm terribly, terribly guilty of this, just so you know. With the people, with my son, when he comes over, you know, to visit and to tell me something, and especially now that he's running my company for me, he often has things to say that I need to pay attention to. He'll just stop and say, Mom, you're not even listening to me. And somehow, you know, we all think that's okay, right? Because we're super busy and we're, you know, we just can't deal with or take another thing. Like, ugh. You are not ever too busy to be in relationship with people. Your whole damn life is about relationship. Your whole life is about relationship with people. You cannot get anything in your life without being in relationship with someone. Your children need for you to listen to them. Your coworkers require you to listen to them. Your partner, your spouse, your significant other, your person that you're dating, all of these people require you to listen to them. So, Tracy's saying, be sure we're not being manipulated by others grabbing for our attention. If you're really listening, you can hear what's going on. So don't ignore people. Nobody can manipulate you, by the way, unless you allow it. Okay? Just a 411 from leadership coaching. All right? Nobody can manipulate you unless you allow it. Nobody can, you know, manipulate you or treat you badly unless you allow it. They can do something, but you don't have to allow it any further. So they can make an action, or they can make a statement, or they can try to, you know, push a conversation in a particular direction, i.e. manipulation, whatever you want to call it. But if you don't allow that, if you just draw a line, then they can't go any further with that. So it's not like somebody can do this to you and you don't know what's going on. You have to pay attention. Because I promise you, if you're paying attention and someone is communicating with you and it's inauthentic, i.e. Tracy's point, manipulation, whatever you want to call it, you're going to feel that in your gut. You know when someone is talking and they are talking out their ass, or they're talking only like, I call it from the neck up, and they're just a blowhard, and they're just full of shit, and they're just like, blah, 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 and it's all about them. That's the other thing. The people that are inauthentic and full of shit, mostly they're talking about them. They're telling you about their accolades. They're telling you about how great they are. They're telling you about what they did, what they accomplished. That's not true communication. That's ego, showcasing your ego. That's what that is. So for those people, you've got to set your boundaries about what you're willing to tolerate. Sometimes we have to tolerate that stuff. We've got to pay a little bit of attention because perhaps it's a coworker or even a boss. So the authentic listening that I'm speaking about is when the communication is, important and vital. Sammy's saying she worries that she really listens and she believes she hears, but she doesn't understand what the person's trying to tell her. Okay, let's talk about that. So a very common communication exercise done all over the place and by many is repeating back what the person says to you. So if it's an important communication, and I'll do this a lot when one of my clients is, giving me a directive. So they'll say what they say, and I'll say, okay, so just to be clear, and I'll reiterate the points that I heard. And I'll say, do I have that correct? Is that accurate? All right. So things like that can help you make sure that you're hearing what you think you're hearing. Because when you first realize that you're listening to everybody, with a filter, you'll, like that filter of I already know, you will wonder if you're really, like when you start to really listen, you'll start to wonder if you're really understanding what's being said. Because you'll realize how many times in the past you haven't even been paying attention and you haven't been listening. You can't lead anybody, your family or your PTA meeting or your team at work. You can't truly lead anyone if you can't listen. You have to be able to listen. And you have to be able to hear and comprehend. Okay? So I would love if you guys this week started practicing this, right? Catch yourself. When someone comes in to speak to the kids or whatever at work, like just stop yourself for a second and give them your attention and just consciously focus on trying to listen and give them your attention. Attention is life-giving, by the way. When when I'm teaching you guys prosperity principles, which we've done in lots of other coffee chats and we will continue to do throughout, I tell you that the first way to combat and fight against a circumstance that you don't want to manifest any further in your life is to take your attention away from it, i.e. stop talking about it, kibitzing about it, complaining about it, and all of that, okay? So just in the same way that you can stop a negative circumstance from manifesting any further by taking your attention away from it, you can give someone life by paying attention to them. And when you're cultivating a team, this is a must. It is a skill that you must learn and practice when you're cultivating a team. You've got to be able to be a lead that listens and hears and then can respond and not react. That is also important. We'll talk about that next week because that's a whole nother conversation. So let's just focus on the whole listening component right now. So let's practice this week. right? If people are communicating with you and you are not understanding, then repeat back to them what they've said and find out where you're not clear. Allison is pointing out to give people eye contact. That is also, there's nothing worse than talking to a person that will not look at you. And honestly, when people can't look you in the eye, I'm sorry, but I think there's something going on there. You know, they're hiding something or they're not, you know. I'm not an advocate for that. I am a big, like, I want to see your face, look you in the eye, shake your hand. I'm old school when it comes to doing business. Sadly, the pandemic has made it so that, you know, for the last year or so, we haven't been able to do that face-to-face interaction. It's really important. I know everybody's like emailing and texting now and stuff like that. Real phone calls are important. Right now it's a Zoom because at least you can see the person's face. When you can, in-person interactions are important. Everything in your life exists because you have a relationship with someone in order to get it. Food, electricity, all of these things, right? You have to make a call, you have to set up an account, you've got to go to the grocery store, you have to check out, or you have to go online and then somebody's got to pack up your food so you can pick it up. There is nothing in this life that we can do where we don't have to have a relationship with someone. Even people that like to be reclusive have to have some sort of relationship with someone. Your attention and energy are life-giving. So to Tracy's point earlier, you want to be careful where you give that attention, i.e. you don't want to allow people to dump on you and all that. So over the next few weeks, we're going to talk about responding versus reacting. We're going to talk about an effective communication strategy for complaining, because there is one. And we're just going to talk more about, you know, what it means to lead and what, because you are all leaders. You are the leader of your children, just FYI. You might think I'm not a leader. You are a leader. You are a leader. Perhaps you are a leader in your community, at the school. You are a leader to your children even if you're not a leader to anybody else. And the most important job that you have as a parent is to equip those children with the skills and the knowledge and the education that they require to become human beings that will make a difference. Human beings that will contribute instead of take away from society, and human beings that can be part of the solution. Really important with like what's in the world today, what's going on in the world. Everybody needs to call up their own leadership. Buffy's pointing out you don't need to hold a leader position to be a leader, and she's absolutely correct. You are all leaders. There are people in your life watching you. You can be leading them by example, and you already are, whether it's your neighbors or people at your kids' school or people at work. People are watching what you do. They're watching how it lines up with what you say. And they're making, you know, an assessment about you in regards to that. They're saying to themselves, you're either somebody that lines up like an authentic person, or you're somebody that's full of shit because you say one thing and do another. Whatever the case may be, people are watching you. People are watching even now more than they used to be, because there's many other ways to, you know, be out there communicating. It matters how you behave, and it matters whether or not you're listening to people and giving them your attention. So I would encourage you this week to listen. Listen means you're not the one always talking. Listen means we truly listen, and we don't always have to jump in to say something. I'm Italian. My tendency is to always say something. I am really trying hard to just zip it and listen. you will see a lot of things reveal themselves to you when you take the time to listen. So I encourage you this week to take that time. I encourage you to not feel like you always have to say something, not feel like you always have to have the last word, not feel like you have to jump in there and stick something in the middle. Listen. Give the people that are important to you in your life your attention and allow them to bask in that and feel what that feels like. When you start to listen to people and you open up a space for them, they will transform right before your very eyes, and you may see some surprising things. So that's all I've got. Have a great day. Go and visit us on theworkingsinglemom.com. If those of you who are just jumping in, please go and like Delta Hire LLC on Instagram, Facebook, and on LinkedIn. And if you are in the need for, if you have any staffing needs, if you have any leadership development needs, if you have any workforce development needs, feel free to reach out to me as I cultivate and grow this whole aspect of our company. I'm really looking forward to pouring into people and creating leaders. One of my favorite things to do. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and we'll see you back here next Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. Next week, we're going to talk about responding versus reacting and how important that is as well, especially where your families are concerned. All right, we're going to say goodbye to our podcast. We're going to say goodbye to you guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.